What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. You're with your man Saundezy, and today we are out here at Gladesville Skate Park on this fine afternoon. We've got Bonner, Spoons and Jadlad over there in the distance. We're just sessioning it out right now. We're just having a nice chill session at the skate park, just soaking in the vibes, guys. You already know it's good. And basically today, I have a special type of video in store. Obviously, you guys know by the title, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on 50-50s. That's the trick that I've picked that I'm going to make this video about, guys. And as all of you know, 50-50s are like my favorite trick. I do them a lot. It's definitely a trick that's up there with manuals and full whips for me, so I thought this would be such a good trick to teach you guys, and I have been getting a lot of recommendations saying that you guys wanted me to take you through how to 50-50 and make a tutorial on it. I thought, why not make one today? Today would be the perfect day for it. So like this video right now, guys, because we're gonna get straight into it. There's a flat bar here, there's a down rail, and there's also some ledges, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so we have a ledge right here. Like I said, I'm gonna start off by teaching you guys how to 50 a ledge, and then we'll move on to like a rail and stuff like that. Then I'll show you some combos on some bigger obstacles. We're going to start off on the ledge. We're going to start off with the back 50s. Front 50s and back 50s are a little different. There's like a few different tips that I could say for each, but we're going to start off with the back 50s. For me, when I do 50s, my footing is typically, I'll put it like this. My footing is typically like my back foot flush with the fender or the wheel or whatever you got on your scooter, and the front foot usually just chills wherever like your favorite balance point is. I feel like it varies for each person depending on like what your footing usually is typically, but for me it's like one foot at the back and one foot kind of like in the middle, kind of like pointed a little diagonal. So anyway, that's what I do. That's where my feet are when I'm doing the 50-50. When I jump into the 50-50, I try and come quite next to the ledge. You don't want to... Jesus. You don't want to come too away from the ledge, otherwise you're then going to be gapping into the 50, and that's when you miss. You're not going to want to gap into the 50 when you're learning them. So the best thing to do is come nice next to the ledge like this, and just practice hopping into it. There's really like no movement involved besides you putting the deck on the side of the thing. It's not like a feeble or a Smith where you got to angle it to a certain degree. You literally just have to point it and just aim the side of the deck to get on there. Now, that's really all there is to back 50s. As you practice and do more, you will get better at getting into them and out of them and actually like holding them as a grind and sliding fine and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get into the front 50s now and just see if there's like a few different tips or anything like that, or if there's anything I do differently between the front 50 and the back 50, and then I'll show you some examples. So with the front 50, just like the back 50, except you come the opposite direction, the front side. That's the difference, back side and front side. And typically it's the same thing. You don't want to gap into it too far. You want to come nice and next to it and just place it in. Now, depending on who you are and like what you find easier, some people do find backside or front side easier than the other one. For me, I find them both like the same. That's why I'm just going to tell you how to do it right now. So with the footing on the front 50 is really, really similar, except it's more in the toes because like your weight is off the end of the ledge, whereas the back 50, your weight's like into the ledge. So with the front 50, the weight being out of the ledge, you actually want to like angle your toes a little more, and it'll give you a little more leverage to keep the deck in there. They're a little harder to hold, I feel, but when you're doing 50s on square stuff, you tend to slip out a lot more easy than when you do 50s on round stuff. Even though doing 50s on round things may be a lot harder and a lot scarier, like initially jumping into it, but the whole premise of like holding it and grinding is a lot easier on round rails. But you definitely want to start on something square because it's a lot easier to like aim for it and lock in. So I'm going to get into some 50 examples right now on this ledge, and then we'll take it somewhere else and do some more. So there we go. I just demonstrated a backside and a frontside 50-50. Pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully the tips that I've given so far help. So definitely find something with like an angled corner and go really slow next to it, nice and slow, and practice just locking in the 50s. And once you get like really consistent 50s, then you can start picking up some speed and actually hitting like a solid grind. So I'm gonna hit some combos right now on the ledge, see how many tricks we can do, backside and frontside, and yeah, I'll just stack some clips. literally just busted those all out first here for you guys, like this video. And you can clearly see why I love 50s so much. They're just such a universal trick. Like once you actually learn them, I feel like it's almost like the base trick for a lot of rail tricks. So you can link a lot of rail tricks from a 50 or link a lot of rail tricks into a 50. So once you learn them, it's really good because it opens so many doorways, like new combinations, new trick ins, trick outs, all that kind of stuff, guys. Combos, the whole lot, you can do it all. Now that I've showed you some 50 stuff on the ledge, guys, and pumped out some clips, I think we're gonna take it to the rail, which is also round. So it's gonna be a little more challenging. So what I was basically saying is like, it's a little scarier and a little harder to 50 a round rail. But once you're actually in the 50, the hold of it is completely a game changer. Once you learn 50s on round rails, makes it so much easier for combos, guys. So let's take this to the rail and see what we can do. So right here, we have the round rail. It's a flat to down. And I'm gonna be teaching you the differences between like a square 50 and a round 50, pros and cons about either, and getting into showing you some more combos and all that kind of stuff. The round rail for the 50, it's a lot harder because there's no edge to see the lock-in point. So it's more like kind of like hopping on top and guessing in a sense. That's why you really want to make sure you've got these down on like square things beforehand. Yeah, the thing with round rails is you can lean over a lot like this, which helps a lot when you're holding a long rail, so you can kind of stay on top. Whereas like with the square one, if you try and lean in, it'll just pop you out, literally like this. But with the round rail, none of that's gonna happen, because once you're in, you can be over here. You're still in the 50, you know what I mean? You can be like under here, you're still in the 50. So, well, we weren't just then, but you're still in the 50. So we're gonna get into showing you some combinations right now. It's a little scarier, we've got them down pat, so I reckon I can pull out some for you guys. We just pumped out some 50 combos on the flat down, up flat, etc. The whole lot, guys. And now I just wanted to get into one thing that I wanted to tell you about 50-50s that is so good. There are two combinations that are kind of like continuing on from 50-50s in a sense. I don't know the right word to use, but it's like you learn the 50s, then you get these combos, you unlock these combos, right? It's like the secret characters. So the two tricks that I want to show you an example of that you have to learn the 50-50s first in order to learn these, like I said, it opens doorways, guys, is over 50s and predators. So I just want to quickly show you like two examples of these, just to show you like if you do learn 50s consistently, there are so many tricks you can do with them, guys. The possibilities are literally endless. So I'm going to take it to the rail again. We're going to hit like two examples of each, and then I might hit some 50s on the round flat bar because that thing's like fucking chode. So we're going to get into it.
Over 50s.
There's one. There's two. Alright, last one. That's the stuff. 50s and predators, definitely my favorite tricks, guys. So this rail right here is the last one that I want to show you a few examples of 50s on, because this rail is literally like super fat, and I'm on a 5.5 right now, guys, not even the widest you can get decked. So it'll be kind of interesting to hit some 50 tricks on here. Let me just show you like the lock-in. There's like, you can't even see the lock-in point. There's literally none. Like, there is, it barely even covers half the rail. So I'm interested to see how this goes. I think we're just gonna hit like 4 flat bar tricks on it, and then that should do it for the examples, guys. I feel like I've covered a lot of the tips and tricks on 50s. Now I'm just gonna show you a few more examples on here. That should cover it. Okay, so if you haven't been to the skate park in person, you will really not understand how fat this flat bar is and how hard it is for 50s. Now finished up with the tutorial on how to 50-50. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I really hope I gave some really good tips and examples, guys. But sometimes I find it really hard to put into words how to do tricks in tutorials, but I tried my best, guys, and I showed examples and got some close-ups and all that stuff. So I really hope you enjoyed the effort that I put in. Shouts out to Jadlad for getting behind the camera and filming, because he did film that whole tutorial. So shouts out to him, because I really appreciate it. I really wouldn't have got it done if it wasn't for him. All good, brother. Hey, if you guys have any more ideas on some trick tutorials I could do, leave in the comment section down below and I will read through and maybe even pick your idea. Now that goes for any kind of video ideas, not even trick tutorials. If you have any video ideas that you think would be sick, that you would like to see me make, leave it in the comment section down below. Anyway, I'm off. I'm gonna end this video here. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new, turn post notifications on to get notified whenever I come out with a new video. And of course guys, take it easy and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.